All right, guys, today we're going to talk all about how to create and install your Facebook pixel so that you can properly track the events that you want to track so that you can really make sure that your ads are working the way that they should. Now, there's a pretty simple process to this. It's really only just copy and pasting. So that's really going to be all that we cover today is copy and paste. So I think you guys can handle that. So what we want to do is when you get inside your ads manager, you're going to want to come down to the drop down and you're going to go to pixels. Now, if you don't see pixels inside of that immediate drop down, go to all tools, go into assets, and you're going to find pixels there. Now, from the pixel section, yours isn't going to have any of this right here, okay? Yours isn't going to have any pixel fires. It's not going to let you know any of this. You're not going to have any of the event names down here. Nothing like this is going to be seen for you if you're brand new and you have not created your first pixel yet. So all that's going to happen, you're going to see a page right here that's going to say create pixel, and you're going to name it the pixel that you want to name it. Typically, it's just going to be your name because everybody has one base pixel. So the way that pixels work, if you can imagine, it's basically like a tracking code. So what Facebook does is Facebook allows us to have one base code for each of our Facebook accounts, okay? What we do is we take that code, which I'm going to share with you in a second, and we copy it from Facebook and we paste it onto the landing page or your website, and you want to paste it onto every single page possible, okay? So this is going to allow us to now properly track the visitors from Facebook to our website or to our landing page. So the first thing that we want to do is come to Actions, go to View Pixel Code, and as you can see, there's 3 steps. First step is to install base pixel code. Very simple to do. You just hover over this, you click, and now it's copied to my clipboard. Now what I want to do is I'll go over to my landing page, and what I'll do is I will now, let's say this, I'll come to edit this, and what we'll do is I'll show you where to put it in. Now, if you're using WordPress or something like that, there's going to be a different process, but it's always going to be inside the header, okay? You're going to be able to see that when you go into WordPress, if you're using those kinds of built sites through that software, then you're just going to follow the instructions that I'm sharing with you right now, except for it's not going to be in this exact spot because this is specifically for what I'm sharing with you in ClickFunnels. But it doesn't matter if you use Squarespace or WordPress or any other site builder or website platform, it's all going to want to go into every single page within your website. So as an example, this is a lead funnel, right, that we're going to be able to go through. I want to be able to track the visitors who see this page. I want to track the visitors who opt in, and I want to track the visitors who make a purchase. So from here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into settings and we're going to go to tracking code. Now, as you can see here, I have the code already installed. This is the only code that we want to have on the main page. Okay, I'm going to go into the custom events in just a second so that we can track specific conversion events. But this right here is a base pixel code that we just took from Facebook, literally copy and pasted it right here, as you can see in the header code. It's literally all we did. So now that you have the base pixel code on your one main site, now you want to go and add that base pixel code to every other page within your funnel or on your website. Okay, so if we just save that, let's go back now. I'm also going to show you how to actually track this, okay, or how to make sure that it's installed correctly. So next we want to go to the sales page. So now we have the sales page, okay? So this is going to show us anybody who has seen this page, right? We want to track them as leads. So first things first, again, like we had mentioned, first thing we want to do is come in and install the base pixel code. So what we have here is go to settings, tracking code, and again, we have the base pixel, okay? Base pixel code. Now, since we have the base pixel code in that page, let's go ahead and go back. And from there, let's go to the order confirmation. So we know now that anybody who visits this page, they had to have made a purchase. So then we go to edit page. And now we want to make sure that the base pixel is installed here. You see how that works? Okay, so we have base pixel. Now, since we have all of the base pixels installed in all of the sites, installed all the pages on our site, we now can get to our custom tracking. So what that means is that base pixel now is going to let Facebook know, okay, this person came from Facebook. Okay, now we can create a retargeting audience. We could basically take anybody who had visited our first page, right? Now we have these buckets. First process, right? First step is for someone to come from Facebook, the ad, to visit our landing page. Once we have those people who visit our landing page, let's say you're converting at 50%, right? If you're converting at 50%, that means that 50% of the people that visit your page are bouncing off and doing something else. Well, they came through and they clicked the ad for a reason. It's most likely it was relevant to their problem and that you were helping them with a solution. but it just wasn't what they expected, or maybe they just got through with that problem and they wanted to see what your solution was. There could be a little, there should be some things that can get them to, pull them from Facebook and then see your landing page and not opt in. But that doesn't mean that they're not ready to become a lead or even a buyer. What we want to do now is make sure that we can retarget those people. And the only way to retarget your viewers is by having the base pixel installed. Okay. So next what we want to do is come back to your Facebook manager. And the next step is going to be to install your event code. So the event code, this is going to be where you're going to take, now I usually go to advanced. It doesn't do much except for that I think that it's definitely helpful when it comes to what you're trying to convert. We just always do advanced. And so from here, we're going to go and we're going to say we want to capture the lead, or we want to be able to track the leads. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to copy this to clipboard. We're going to come back here. We're going to go to our sales page, which is where the only people who could see this page are people who had opted in, okay? So what we want to do is we come back to edit. And now what you can see is the second piece of code that we've installed. Underneath tracking code, we have our base pixel. If I scroll down just a little bit, I had a line break, right? So you can see there's just an empty line right here. And then I copy and pasted this right here. Now, one thing I want to share with you is that this, when you paste it, it's automatically going to give you a value of $10. All you have to do is if your leads are, if you don't know what your lead is per value, meaning if you don't know what your value per lead is, it's okay. Make this 0. Just make it 0. Okay, we can track the sales on the next page. So right here, we have a value of 0. This is letting us know that when Facebook, when this pixel fires, it's not going to mark it at $10. It's not going to let us know that we've made $10. We don't want to fluff these numbers. We don't want fake numbers in our dashboard. So make sure that you change the value from 10 to 0 just by erasing the 1. That's it. From there, make sure that we save that because we've made some changes. Come back. Now you have your base pixel and your lead pixel installed on your thank you page or your quote unquote sales page. So now what we want to do is make sure that we're tracking people who have purchased, right? Because we want to send future advertisements specifically to those people who have purchased. So we go to the order confirmation page. The only people who are seeing this page are people who purchased the product from the sales page. That's it. So we know that any visitors, anytime that this pixel fires, that we've made a sale. So what we could do is we come in here and we edit this. And from here, we want to come to our settings, go to tracking code. From tracking code, as you can see, we have the base pixel installed. And when we scroll down, we have complete registration, okay? And so from here, we can come here and we could have it as purchase, or we could have it as complete registration, okay? What we did is we took complete registration because they've registered to become a member of the Academy, and that now is valued at $197. So what we do is we say, okay, this value was at 0 or 10 or whatever it may be. We just want to make it $197. This lets Facebook know that anytime that somebody visits this page, we've generated $197 and we can retarget them because we have them pixeled. Okay, how cool is that? So from here, now what we want to do is make sure that it's tested, make sure it's installed correctly, right? So how do we do that? Well, there's a little tool that you can download. It's for free, and it's called the Google Pixel Helper. And the Google Pixel Helper you're going to see is, let's go ahead and bring up this one. Let's bring up the sales page, and let's, ooh. Hey, what's up? You just got your hands on an Let's bring up the squeeze page. Okay. So now that we have these three up, how do you know if they're actually working, or how do you know if the pixels are installed correctly? Well, right here, you're going to see that when you install Google or Facebook Pixel Helper, so just Google right now, Facebook Pixel Helper, it's going to be a Google Chrome browser extension that you're going to download. Okay. From that download, it's going to automatically show up in your, what do you call it? In your bookmarks, right above your bookmarks. And what you're going to be able to do now is it's going to show a 1 when it's actually installed correctly. Okay. So this lets me know that I have 1 pixel on my landing page, and it's going to allow me to track the page views. So anytime somebody visits this page, whether they opt in or not, it's going to be triggered to let me know that there was a page view there. There was a visitor to my site. So now I could retarget them with another offer. And as an example of that, let's say that I want to target people who visited this page but did not make it to the sales page, right? Or did not make it to the sales page. I can create that, and I'm going to show you how in another video, how to segment these buckets so that you know you're only sending an ad to people who visited this page but did not opt in. That's why you want to have the custom event pixels installed correctly. So now let's look at the next one, which is the thank you page. So this is the sales page, right? So once they opt in, they go through this. And now again, we have an opportunity for them to purchase here. We go through a little bit of a sales page and a long form copy. And then we have down at the bottom, we have another opportunity for them to purchase, okay? So we know that this is going to bring in some sales, but we know that not everybody's gonna buy. So what we want to do is be able to know, how can we send basically the direct offer, right? How can we remind these people that have opted in but did not take us up on this offer? How can we remind them about what the core offer is? Well, we know that people who had opted in and now are on this page but did not purchase, those people are definitely more ripe for the product that we're serving or that we're offering versus the people who just reached the landing page and never opted in. So the next step for us is to check this to see if the pixels are set up correctly. Again, same thing. You're going to see a number pop up inside the Facebook Pixel Helper browser extension, and you're going to see that it says lead page view. So we know that there's 2 pixels now found on this sales page. One of them is going to be tracking the page views, and one of them is going to be tracking the leads. Okay, so it's really cool stuff. Very simple too. You see how it's just copy and paste. Now the third page inside of our funnel is the order confirmation. So they've ordered, they've become a lead, they've made a purchase, and now they're getting access to what it is that we are giving them. So from here, you can see that there's 3 pixels installed. We have a page view, a purchase, and a complete registration. So you can see here, we have 197, and we have the purchase of 197, okay? So either one of these is gonna trigger, and each of them is gonna show that they've made a purchase of 197. Now, we don't really need one of these, we don't really need both of them, we only really need one of them. But as you can see, it's not going to skew anything. It's not going to mess anything up. You're letting Facebook know that every time somebody views this page, that it's going to be viewed as a purchase or a completed registration. Now, the reason why we have 2 of them is because the different types of campaigns that you're running. You can run a conversion campaign and run a conversion campaign for people who made purchases or for people who completed the registration. In this instance, it's the exact same thing, but you want to make sure that you have the exact event code installed correctly so that you could retarget your audience. So that's a basic breakdown of how we're going to be able to install these pixels. So remember, the steps of it are basically get your ads manager, find the pixels inside of the drop down, right? So get to the pixels window that you saw here, create your pixel if you don't have one already. If you already do have one, then it's going to come up and you're going to be able to find this actions button, and the action button is going to let you view your pixel. You're going to install your base code into the header portion of every single site or every single page within your website. And then what you're going to want to do is, after you have that base pixel installed in every page, you want to come back here to Facebook and you want to move on to the next portion, which is going to allow you to install an event code. That event code is going to be based on what goal you're looking to achieve. For us, in most cases, it's going to be either lead, purchase, completed registration, or viewed content. Typically, we only work with the lead, purchase, and complete registration just because that's where we're at in business. Now, if you're an e-commerce person, you might want to have added to cart. You might want to have added to a wish list. You can have initiated checkout. So if you're running an e-commerce site and you're using Shopify right now, you could actually put this custom event right here that would be tracked for when people get to your checkout page. So even if you have an abandoned cart app, you could still retarget these people with that direct offer the next day or the following day. And all that's going to take is just having that code installed. So as you can see, there's a lot of different ways for you to be able to track these different events, and you want to make sure that you track them so that you could future market to them, right? Because if you don't have this data, then you're basically just throwing money into a group of people that have taken different actions. And if you are speaking to somebody who never opted in the same way as somebody who had opted in but didn't purchase, and you're speaking to those 2 people the same way as somebody who did make a purchase, you're throwing money down, you're just giving money to Facebook, and that's not what we want. So make sure that you go through this, install your base pixel code on every page inside your site, install the custom event code based on what you're looking to track, and then you want to make sure to check it with the Google Chrome browser called Facebook Pixel Helper. Okay, so the next video that we're going to get into is going to be how to create the custom audiences once you have these pixels installed. That way you'll be off to the races and you'll have everything that you need to create a profitable campaign targeting the right people with a retargeting audience that you could jump right into. All right, so come back, get up to this point, and I'll see you on the next video.